Welcome to my podcast, Tricks of the Trademark. This is Erik Pelton with another podcast episode in which I share advice and experience based on my 20 years of working with clients around the world to protect and strengthen their brands.
Frequently, we work with businesses that are in the process of rebranding. Rebranding usually comes about one of two ways. Either voluntarily, which we hope is the case, when a company just decides that they'd like a refresh. They want a new brand, they're maybe pivoting a little bit, or they've decided that their old name wasn't resonating, wasn't capturing their message, their essence well enough, and they've decided to rebrand. The other type of rebranding is when it comes by necessity due to a trademark dispute. Either way, there are three core tips that you want to think about when rebranding. Okay, the first one is to start early. Time can be your friend in this circumstance, or it can be your enemy. And you want it to be your friend, of course. So because the trademark process takes so long, it's important and valuable to begin the steps in rebranding early. And the critical first steps are to search the new name or the preferred new name before doing anything else. So that's actually tip number 2, is that now that you're starting the process and hopefully starting early, that process begins with a clearance search to make sure that the new name is clear and is unlikely to cause any problems and is likely to be protected by trademark registration. That process usually takes a couple of weeks. It can be expedited when necessary, but again, you want to give yourself time. Then the third important tip when rebranding is to file that trademark application. And so they really all three things go together because you want to file that trademark application after you've done a search and as early as possible. Because the USPTO right now takes about 10 months to even open and review your application. Now, maybe you can't wait 10 months to rebrand, but the earlier you get a jump start on that application process, the farther along you're going to be in the process when you actually flip the switch and use the brand. And ideally, if you can even get your application reviewed and on track for approval before you publicly launch and release the name, that's the best case scenario. So those are your 3 key tips in rebranding. If you are going to undertake a rebranding, I of course recommend that you do it with the assistance of experienced counsel. If you'd like to connect with us, visit erikpelton.com and see the connect button on the top right.
You've been listening to Tricks of the Trademark with me, Erik Pelton. I've been making trademarks bloom since 1999. For more information about my trademark services, visit my website at erikpelton.com. Thanks for listening.